Good morning, everybody. December the 8th, 2015. Time to kick off another trading day. Big news overnight. Chinese imports were down for the 13th month. Exports down for the 5th month. Asia sold. The EU and UK sold. And the E-mini sold overnight too. We went out yesterday in the 2080 plus area. We're at 2061, down 20 points, and again it'll just depend on how the 50 lot trader plays it today. So we are in a trading range. The top of the trading range held. The market is selling. My guess is that we'll see prices below 2050 today in the E-mini, and if that is true, it should support treasuries. Today's news: NIFB Small Business Index was forecast at 96, came in at 94.8. Again, showing economic slowing or contraction. And JOLTS last month was at 5.52. This month is expected at 5.59, and some people read that as a they gauge the strength of the job market off of that. So we have resistance at 16 basically, and that is resistance. So our first sell is 15 to 19. Sell one. I think the market is going to try to trade higher, especially if the E-mini does sell. And sell two will be 23 to 27. On the buy side, we've got pretty good support down here against 8. So 5 to 9. Buy one. And then 29 to 01 by 2, and all down to the direction of the E-mini in my opinion. Given the selling in the E-mini, I prefer the long side over the short side to get started. Boy, these hackers, we have an IP-based phone, and as they search for ISP and nodes and ways into networks and phones and the rest of it, they demon dial, and it drives me crazy. That phone, I have to shut down more than half the time. It just starts ringing and it won't quit. These people, this malicious people are everywhere, and they always try and find ways to come in and steal from you, basically ideas, money, whatever it might be. Okay, resistance is at 20 to 23. It is our number. The market is pointed higher. Failure to take out 24 should bring in selling. Sell one. Then 31 to 03 for sell two. On the buy side, 4 to 8 looks pretty good, so we'll make 5 to 9 buy one. And then 25 to 29 buy two. Today's focus, outside of the direction of the E-mini, will be the 3-year auction, and it usually brings in buying. We can't count on that though. We've seen 2- and 3-year auctions actually sold. So these guys change up the game. They can't make it totally readable every time we have an auction, and they are masters at what they do. But they can't move the paper in a down market, which means at some point we're going to get buying. I know some is the operative word. Okay, gold held its own when I looked at it early this morning. Didn't really vary too much from yesterday's close. You can see that we have rejected prices below 67. Now if you put it all together, we're dealing with a B, but volume is above time. So it's trying to trade lower. It's pointed lower, and we'll assume that it's going to go lower. So we're going to make our first buy. Let them, again with a lack of news, 65, 67 buy one. Then basically 61.59 buy two. On the sell side, 73, 75. Then 78 to 80 for sell 2. Okay, the yuan was off. That did get comments in a lot of the financial press. Currencies were up a little. See if they still are this morning when I looked a long time ago. And usually when the yuan gets hit, the euro comes up. So 875, sell 1. Pretty aggressive. 109, sell 2. On the buy side, I like the sell side better, of course. 108.50, 108.33, so we'll make 30 to 40, buy 1. And then 8 to 8.10, buy 2. And we may have trouble getting through 50. If we can't get through 50, that should give us a test of the 109 area eventually. Okay, crude when it gets smashed usually pauses the next day. Didn't get much news selling overnight. And I mean, when you start looking at the cost of production, not a lot of incentive to really bang on the market. And I can see that it's headed lower. 35 is the next stop for those of you who want to buy puts. They are always expensive because of the nature of the beast and the volatility of the contract. So right here, 37.50 to 75, that is resistance. Sell 1. Last rotate up yesterday stopped at 32, 38 to 38 and a quarter, sell 2. On the buy side, I think we are headed lower, so 36.50 to 75. It usually pauses at 75, buy 1, but again, not too interested in getting long. And 36, 36 and a quarter, buy 2. Okay, the E-mini JPM's Quant sent out a memo yesterday, the day before, probably yesterday, saying that the market is vulnerable to a big sell-off next week because of option expiration and the FOMC rate increase. It's right at 80% for December right now. This is in spite of what's going on around the world, etc. So you have puts owned, you got the Fed increasing interest rates, and everything is set up for the market to break. Okay, looking at this screen, we have rejected prices below 52. I had first support at 58 to 60, basically because of this high volume number, and we're there. So 50, 52. I think we're headed a little bit lower. Buy 1. We'll put a question mark at 55. It's 55, 57 could hold. And then 40 to 45 for buy 2. On the sell side, the spill was from 65. We're at 58. Last rotate up stopped at 63. So the 60 to 65 area is sell territory, and then 70 to 75. I think the trade is from the short side, would like to get it done. above 60. That 65 to 70 area would really be nice, but I don't see us really quite getting to 70 this morning unless we just have massive intervention by the Fed. So stops below 50, buy at 50.52, then 40 to 45, give it some room on the downside. Take a bit to get everything up and posted. Going to get busy on that. I will be back with you as soon as possible.